Yeah.
Tent revivals and just rise up out of the chair and walk.
You seem to think I can do likewise. Okay.
You are a fucking asshole.
You know we're live. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's even greater that she goes, I know, and she yells it louder, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We love you, girl.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a shocker to everybody. I've already been accused of all kinds of things. I'm being accused of being a dick is pretty small potatoes.
Has she ever read the book that Tim Allen wrote about his time in jail?
At least you're not like what's his face.
I don't think so. I don't. Well, no, we're not going there.
Well, actually, it was part of his time in jail and part of his time after. But
Yeah.
he had a section about
Yeah.
going to jail where he
Yeah.
literally said, "My name made me do it,"
Yeah.
because his original last name was
Timothy
Dick.
Allen Dick. Yeah.
Whereas I have a brother named Richard who, for a long time, would see how much he could piss people off, and then when people went, "You're a dick," he'd go, "Yep."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My mom looked at me and when I was born, went, "Wow, he's a dick," and named me Dick.
Yes, I am. I wonder if you ever read Tim Allen's book about
What?
I wonder if you read Tim Allen's books about something about his time in jail.
I was never stand too close to a naked man.
Yeah, don't you stand close to a naked man. Yeah.
What?
The one, don't stand too close to a naked man. I have one. I'm curious
I
about
sleep with you every night, so it's all good.
that. Anyway.
It's actually interesting because you'd think he'd be actually just as bad as his stand-up before Home Improvement was, which was really crass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he actually talked to him about liking to study quantum physics and stuff like that, and it's really nerdy, actually.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's a serious nerd boy. But he did a little tour of his garage, his little car collection. Not as big as Jay Leno's, but he had some of the cars. They had a lot of story behind it.
I also read the book that Belushi wrote. Holy shit, that's a lot of swearing.
Mm.
It's really bad when the book from the ex-prison inmate drug dealer was a lot less crass than the one from the nerd boy from Chicago.
Really?
Belushi's book, holy shit.
Yeah. No, he got to the Tesla, and it's like, it's like, it's nice, but admit it, Elon, it's a golf cart. Okay, it's that's all it is. It's a golf cart.
Yeah. Those vehicles do not function in rural situations or bad weather.
Yeah. No, I like what Ford's doing. It's like, no, we're screw this battery thing. We're going hydrogen. Okay. It's as sustainable as you get. You got the whole fucking oceans on either side, and we get the mechanics down, stick on a hose. Here's your hydrogen right there.
So once I'm done,
you tell OPEC to go fuck itself.
Once I'm done with my dinner, that's the timing. They brought me dinner in as we were starting to go live.
Of course, yeah. Hence the off-camera thing. I have no problem eating on camera.
I don't like eating anyway, so I'm very self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
And I have too much of a tendency to try to go anorexic, so having people see me eat and make fun of it will not help me with that.
Yeah.
So.
I was actually toying with the idea of just really going a little hardcore with the indie thing, to do an indie watch animation with the Raiders of the Lost Ark theme, and have some fun with it. Provoke her a little bit, but they'll have a little fun. Well, close that.
The difference is we show actual concern.
Yeah.
Do you think Dumb Nuts ever reply to you again?
I don't know, because I was actually because I got her last conversation pinned up here, and the last message unblocking this thing. Unblocking is one fun. If I didn't have the support I have and live where I do, what you did could have gotten me killed. Think about that. Fuck you. Well, tell you what, the support you have right now is going to get you killed.
What is she claiming that you did that could get her killed?
I still not quite figure it out how that balances out. But it's like, again, this kind of like, Chuck is more proof that no, you do not have a male brain. Okay, because the male brain would not go there. This convoluted logic thing. But I think part of it, there was this one trans guy, I don't know how Eden was the name. I think it was a male to female, which are always a little flaky. Okay, anyway.
I could cite a flaky ass one that I'm glad I don't have to anymore, but go on.
But somebody decided to stage a real extreme intervention, dragged him up, to some kind of conversion therapy thing to browbeat him into and he ended up killing himself, or something. I don't know. And that was cited an example. It's like, okay, situations are totally different, in about every respect, and it's like, and still, it's like, I said I wasn't trying for because trying to get a diagnosis. No, I was trying to get some advice on how to proceed. I don't need another diagnosis. I got all the diagnosis I need. Listen, I'm pretty sure it was confirmed by an actual psychologist who's like, yeah, that's pretty much it. I might be off on some of the details, but pretty much, yeah, I nailed it. But what I've seen so far, her support, as in her mods, it's like, they're going to get her ass bitch slap a hardcore. Because, like, given her location, and again, with this moron just laying out a roadmap to where she lives, I don't need to get in the building. Okay, I can get on the roof and I'd be in there in about 5 minutes, as long how long it took me to break a window or jimmy a lock open.
That's the thing, and the people need to understand this is seriously dangerous.
Yeah, and she's got actual stalkers. Had in the past. That's what started her anorexia thing, because it was a stalker thing. Okay, we're not talking C cells. Okay, we're not talking a bunch of double A's put in the bottom of the car. No, these are serious lithium, nickel, and very caustic. There's not, most of the weight in the electric vehicle is the batteries. Right, about a third of the weight of the car is the battery in the situation. And the thing is, if they overload and blow up, you got problems. Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So once I'm done with this, which I'm getting close to, I'm going to go on a tirade. Can you actually easily show screenshots of what that idiot said and did?
I don't know. Have you got them? Because if you put them up, I can share them from there.
I can send you screenshots. I really can't access them.
That'll work. Because I generally don't bother screenshotting shit because it's not worth it.
I do, because I like being able to mock them later.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of my thing. I'm really good at tormenting idiots. And this one takes the cake. Just instantly went there. Instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Did not say a thing about anything about his race, anything else. He just had to go there.
Oh, yeah, and had to school this more. You ain't know. I know what albinos look like. And newsflash, Sparky. Not all albinos have white hair and pink eyes. Okay.
I literally cited to him the information from the Mayo Clinic specialists that talk about the different colors of hair and eyes that are common in albinos.
Yeah.
About dumb shit.
No, I guess that's that car carrier thing.
All this came down because I told him he was wrong about something.
Yeah.
And his little bitch ass got butt hurt.
Well, this guy jumped on and I was like, get your black ass back. You don't know shit about Native affairs.
No, the fact that he literally tried to claim that you can easily get those paperwork and still be a different race. It's like, do you know how hard it is to get? Okay, to get a tribal ID, you have to go in there for the paperwork, which is certification of Indian blood.
Mm-hmm.
To get that, you have to go through the tribal government on the res only. There's no online for this. You have to go to the res and do it.
Yeah.
And you have to go through and have them certify and document all of your relatives.
I mean, there's a branch of the Cherokee that I think at least used to just, pay him a fee and you're a member of the tribe, but it Yeah, I wasn't exactly acknowledgement of having tribal. It was just you're a paid member of the tribe. That's where.
And also, that's Cherokee. This guy's acting like every tribe has the same cultural significance.
Yeah, newsflash. Not all Indians are created equal, asshole. Okay.
Well, I mean, created equal, yes and no. We're equal in the law and all that, but we do not have the same systems at all. It's completely freaking different. So give me a moment to send you a few screenshots here.
Okay.
I'll take a few things to send you.
All right.
I gotta make sure I have the right phone since I took screenshots on both of them, depending on what was going on at the time. So.
Ready for a jigsaw patrol. Okay.
It's gonna take several things to send you to because this idiot went on and on being a bigot. If you got to go to the original post because he's got almost like 2,000 views on it and no likes, and he's got like a whole bunch of people ripping his ass apart.
Yeah.
And he still doesn't get it that he's being a complete ratio because he's a racist piece of shit. It's actually almost comical at this point.
And actually, we're picking up where I left off last night. So
this is not me trying to be malicious or bitter or hateful. This is I hate racists.
Let's see what we got piling up here.
I'm not going to do goofy comments for a little bit here. First, I have to call out something that genuinely needs to be called out. These little...
This franchise is, and it is so far from the mothership. Like, that's maybe why...
Somehow got on one of... I'm not sure if that was Culture Casino or whatever. But, get on it. Come on. Hey, stop it. Here. All right. Get off the phone.
Followed by the one where I actually gave him the list, and he shortened that to "she got a tribal ID." It's like that's not actually what I said.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
I think
I've
got one more here. I'll leave it for now. And there's actually more. There's one, in fact, where he literally outed himself as lying about which state he's from.
Yeah, I bet your ID says Brooklyn, asshole. Okay. What?
What's going on?
Oh, she's dealing with this racist moron that was locking horns with her own thing.
Oh, you mean no name?
Yeah, that moron.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a tirade about Mr. No Balls. I mean, no name. Oh, I already had Geek Hero pointing out that he looks like the Geico caveman white guy in blackface, and actually pictures side by side, and he kind of does.
I think he's trying to look like Ice Cube from back in NWA days.
This is going to be a fun little excursion. So I'm going to need you to help me read some of this stuff because I can't see the screen that well because it's small. You can see some of his pictures. And yeah, I take screenshots. I get evidence when people pull shit on me. I'm not the one to screw in.
Yeah.
So the summation of this conversation started where people were discussing reactions to the towns and the site and the flags they have at the entrances and stuff like that. Fine. As I said, no big deal. If you grew up in the rural areas, you should be used to flags flying, I had a Southern black guy talking about how much a lot of the people down there in his community and his family and culture like the flag and like seeing it. And the second I commented on it, the very first thing he said was literally that I had pale skin and I had no right to be involved in the conversation. Check your own community. Okay. We go there. Called him out repeatedly. And this is where it goes from. So, okay. I could also go into the messages and screen share so I can control it better. I just had to have it in the messages because I can't do the other. Because that might be easier for me to do it so I can walk you through them.
You might be, yeah.
Might be. Just a little bit.
Maybe more racist government. Okay. Or one of the things when Andre got done is America, and from the perspective of someone from Europe. America is the least racist country on the planet. One of the least, and like America, I mean England or Britain, because other countries, it's a monoculture. You're surrounded in Norway. You're surrounded by Norwegians. In Sweden, you're surrounded by Swedes. In Japan, you're surrounded by Japanese. They don't have other cultures there. Here, we got everything. You learn to live with it, or you're not going to go anywhere. So that's where the diversity of the strength that comes in, because whoever comes in will find somebody who understands your culture and deal with you.
So this will be the start of this whole reason.
Okay, here we go. There we are.
So after he made all these stupid, bigoted comments, and
can't hear you from in there. What? Save it when you get in and get on your iPad.
And one of the guys on the thread made a comment about Northern folk talk about this stuff, not Southern. It's like, well, it's not a Northern thing; it's a city thing. That was my point.
Yeah.
But not actually on.
Urban versus rural. Yeah.
So the first thing he does is claim I'm you not making making sense. So I said you are not even making sense. If you are going to try to diminish what other people are saying and mock their speech, at least master first grade grammar. It's that. It's all you spoiled weirdos in the city that want to speak about patriotism and love of country being negative.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing he did there is say that PSO was never talking you pale ass in the first place.
Motherfucker talking about black people better get checking. Oh, really?
Okay, last I checked, the history of America is far more Native American business than it is black. Let's go there first of all. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So I called that out, and I pointed out the ridiculous of it.
Let me poke around with this idiot a bit here.
Yeah. So look, racist one. I'm albino and Native American. And yeah, I've shown this documentation how many times on streams, on posts, on everything else. Shown the evidence. I've talked about the evidence. Everyone knows it's true, even a lot of my enemies. The people who say that stuff are racist pieces of shit. So, you don't need to race explain to me the issues of our nation's past. Go back to the city and use your race as a crutch, but the bigot is you. Then he had to go straight for this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you rant for a moment on this one. This
you know damn Native American. You're all trying to steal people's culture and heritage. I know what the fuck albino look like. You are not one. Okay, like all albinos look like Edgar Winter, huh? They all look alike.
This shit is the, and the reason I call this out is not because Twitter's some bastion of good behavior or shit like that. Obviously, it's not. Mm-hmm. But because this anti-albino, anti-mixed, anti-pale skin shit has been the abusive shit I've dealt with since I was little.
Okay.
And this is not a once in a while issue. This is commonplace, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I am constantly threatened, bullied, belittled, abused, assaulted, everything else for daring to speak in my own culture and not look the way people think I should look.
Mm-hmm.
It gets old really damn fast.
Yeah.
And because this crossed beyond just some dumbass saying this shit, he went much worse.
Yeah.
He went much freaking worse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is actually trying to get people to harass somebody. This is actually racial harassment and threatening.
And this got this asshole reported.
By many, many people.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing. This started with this. At the point he's at now, last I checked it, let's do this, in fact. I'm just going to go see what I can see and find on this so that I can see where it's at right now. I'm very open.
You want to go with the really going to get, but black people again. You light skinned motherfucker think you're talking about black skin?
By the way,
can
I point out here, my friend commented to him, based on your entitled, I know it all attitude, you were either born in Georgia, New York, or California. Your great-great-grandmother was freed from slavery at the age of 15. You vote Democrat, the party known for killing black people in the history of the USA. I'm none of these states. Name
you racist. Oh, really?
The problem with that is you literally said, I'm from none of these states you named.
Guess what?
So, what's that say for his location right there on his bio?
Brooklyn, yeah, and the New York Yankees hat on there too. But also, he's pretty light-skinned himself there, you know?
Yeah, he is.
Go and click on the picture. Let's get a good look at him.
Purist. Well, I got to get to the page to do that really well.
Yeah.
And yes, I said most racist man calls others racist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep shaming this guy until he gets his account banned.
Yeah, let's get a look at this asshole here.
Because I'm not tolerating this bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yes, it's obvious he's got some black
maybe
in him.
Probably.
It's a little bit. When you get this big, it's obvious he does. This is no racial purist either.
No.
Let's be honest here.
I mean, I think my hands are darker than his. Okay.
And yeah, I won't diminish the fact that there's obvious signs that there's black genetics there.
Yeah.
But I know people who have probably higher black racial content than him that are probably paler.
Mm-hmm.
For him to sit there and claim not racists get mad and they don't hold back their true racism, that would be literally him.
Yeah. No,
this at this point, look at this here. Over 1,500 views, nobody supporting it, getting called out and retweeted there. Meanwhile, my simple little comment, having a couple people who know me and calling out how bigoted it was.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've got great friends too. They just ripped into him. Has over 20 likes on it with only about 200 views.
Mm-hmm. I know guys.
That's called a ratio.
Yeah,
that's called a ratio.
They would say, we're going to revoke your brother card. You are
I have to give credit to my buddy Netcat because this is somebody I know in real life. I go spend time with him all the time. And he lives about a half hour from where my house is. So his comments
for Christ's sakes
was very blunt.
Yes.
Think she could entertain the troops for a couple minutes? I could use a glass of apple cider.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but the point was he claimed he wasn't from there. Oh. And he is. And let's be honest, he said in the threads, which I can dig through and go to, about his upbringing in the city he lives in. Which means he already said he grew up in the same city he still lives in. So, there's that also. But my friend, so subtle about it, oh, fuck off. I've met her in real life. She's a fucking native. If you think she's happy about not fitting in visually as a native, you couldn't be more wrong. It's not her fault she's an albino. She was born that way. You're disgusting. I love my friends. My friends do not mince words. I don't mince words.
What?
But yeah, literally all he's getting is ratioed. I love that one somebody posted to him. I love my followers. You're not the dumbest person on the planet, but you sure better hope he doesn't die. That comment to him is one of my favorites. Tate is a disgusting piece of shit. Any other questions? And I don't fucking care. I really have had it with these fake alphas that are no better with their sexism than the freaking psycho feminists. I can kind of drop all of them out. World would be a much better place. Drop both of them.
Right there. Yeah.
But I gotta laugh at this one. I gotta leave this one up a sec for. This one legit made me laugh. It gave me a giggle. It made me feel better, and that always is good.
What?
Memes, you're not the dumbest person on the planet, but you sure better hope he doesn't die. Yeah, not the dumbest, but you're definitely competitive.
What point would that have to do with anything about whether or not Tate is a disgusting person? The fact that he has money doesn't make him less disgusting.
That means somebody.
And I don't give a shit about what car he drives or what he does. He's a jackass. He's a piece of shit. He literally told people, if your girl accuses you of cheating, choke the bitch. He's a womanizing piece of shit who, while he treats every woman like she's nothing but a sex toy, tells everybody to be abusive to women if they're just sex toys, and to shame them for being sexual while he runs around with half-naked women. He's a hypocritical piece of shit. And I'm sorry, I've listened to his actual podcasts he put out. I've listened to the interviews with him where he laughs at a woman for being offended that he choked her when she didn't consent to it.
Oh,
not funny.
I heard enough, tales of that, like Trace Adkins, big country artist, But it was, in a previous life, I was a major asshole, though, and this will teach you real quick, because having a fight with his wife at the time, and she had a gun on him. And it's like, you don't have the guts to pull that trigger. Boom! Right to the heart. Somehow he survived. To show how messed up he was. And he's on the floor bleeding out. He's worried what's going to happen. The white carpet's going to get destroyed. But
I don't mind people who are dominant, submissive, all that. I don't mind. I don't care if people want to be sex workers. I don't care if they want to wait till the cows come home and never have sex until they're married. I don't care what people do.
Yeah.
As long as they're not trying to A, shame other people's choices if they're making these same kind of choices, and B, abusive pieces of shit while they do it. And that's where his lines are crossed. That's why I don't care how many people like him. I don't care how many people defend him. He's not a fucking dom. He's not a fucking real man. He's not an alpha. He's a pansy ass bitch who hides behind violence and arrogance.
Yeah, in Trace Atkins' case, it's like that was a case of a major wake up call. Okay, maybe I need to modify my behavior a bit here. Getting shot will get your attention.
I swear, if I have to see one more post where Tate sits there calling himself the ultimate victim and talk about people who've been through nowhere near what I have, it's like, bitch, you have been through a fraction of what I have. You couldn't survive it if your life depended on it.
It's like, technically, no, we've not been through what you have. I have not been through having to deal with the pain of lots of money and fast cars. And
I definitely haven't had to go through the horror and the shame of being liked by millions of people for being a disgusting piece of shit that abuses people.
Yes, Lord, please. I can handle the burden of having this massive wealth, okay? I can. Please test me, okay?
I mean, I make decent money. My husband makes good money, but I don't keep a lot of it because I don't worried about being rich or having fancy things. I'm worried about dealing with my health, dealing with my medical, dealing with the trauma I've been through, helping other victims in the inner city, male and female alike, fighting for the men who don't have a voice in the system, who don't have a voice in the legal system for family rights and stuff like that, fighting for actual victims, not a rich jagoff who thinks he's a victim because he's being investigated because of how many things he's done where he openly says he does criminal behaviors.
That's going to attract the attention to somebody at some point.
When you go to a country, you move in and you go, I'm moving here because I don't think I'll get in trouble for trafficking here. Which is what he said.
Okay, what now?
Talking about Andrew Tate, moron.
And whether or not people think he was doing full trafficking or not, by legal definition, he paid to have women brought into the country for him to sleep with them that were sex workers. That is trafficking.
Yeah, that's the very definition of it. Yeah.
Whether or not they were forced into it or not does not matter.
Yeah.
That is trafficking by law.
Was it Budapest or somewhere? Or supposedly the pizza Fox kind of gave him away. Yeah, where exactly? But
don't get me wrong. I find it funny that Thunberg got herself cuffed the other day too.
Yeah.
And the fact that that whole battle was between her and him, I'm sitting there going, can they both get arrested? Please?
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember going around that thing with a pizza box thing. You know, he insisted on this local pizzeria known then that name. Yeah, it's worth it. There's a Domino's not far from here. Domino's is international. You got to order Domino's, and then technically no one would have been able to deduce where the hell he was from that. But no, he sits on that very local, very well-known pizzeria. The cops go there all the time. Oh yeah, we know where it is.
I'm really simple on this. Mm-hmm. I hate these fake male alphas who really do promote true abuse and mistreatment and enslaving women. And I hate these little feminist bitches who treat men like they're supposed to just be breeding stock or abused, or all the cammers, as they call themselves, the kill all men group. Those are lovely ladies.
Yeah, those are the true feminazis Rush Limbaugh was talking about. The ones who really do hate men, you know.
And the feminist hierarchy always has, but the average feminist through history usually hasn't. Yeah,
that's the thing. At the time he said, it's like there's maybe a dozen actual feminazis out there. We're talking the Andrea Dworkin types. Unfortunately, they've bred in a way.
There's a reason that I call myself a recovering feminist. Okay, I absolutely hate the feminist movement. That's it. I'm not going to sit here and celebrate these men who are absolutely degenerate slime to how they treat women either. And I'm sorry, a real dom, that's what they always say. No, it's sex play, it's dominant, it's BDSM. It's like, no. Real doms, are not loudmouths.
That's not domination, that's abuse, okay?
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
The women aren't told that they have to be this way. We choose it. Second of all, real doms are genuinely soft-spoken usually. And even when they're strict and even when things are rough, they're usually very quietly spoken.
The newsletter. If everything you know about the BDSM scene is from 50 Shades, you're very badly misinformed. That's not getting into BDSM. That is indoctrination to cult behavior. Okay?
Now, I will say the contracts are real quite often with some people, just as a safety precaution, to prove that there's consent beforehand and to make sure that everyone knows what they're going into up front. Those are for people who are not in long term usually.
Yeah, but usually it's not like, okay, now subsection 3 about butt plugs here. What are we going to...
Yeah, that's not usually a thing once you're in a more serious relationship.
Like the reason that it's a butt. You put your plug you put in your butt.
The reason why those exist at the beginning for so many is so you know the rules and agreements going in. So you're not trying to push somebody into something that they didn't agree to. It's all about consent. It's all about respect. So you go through that, and
so you don't suddenly don't find yourself being farmed out to the next door neighbor. Well, you signed the contract. No, this wasn't in the. That's not part of the deal.
I've seen a lot of these guys say that real love isn't real, all this other shit. That women are just there to have sex with and then upgrade to a younger woman and stuff like that. That's not being an alpha. That's not being a dom. That's just being a degenerate, sexist piece of shit who thinks that the only people you are sex objects.
That's just being a dick.
Now, you see this avatar. Do I look like I'm prudish when it comes to sexuality? No, because that one's my own drawing. How about the drawing that Yitsy Lemons made me for my avatar here?
A ball gag?
Serving sandwiches up as the ball gag sandwich wench with an eagle paddle in her hand.
Hey, all you voters out there. Wait,
so, I mean, this isn't my avatars I commonly use. Do I look prudish here?
Yeah. What? No, I have my phone. I hit the thing wrong. Trying to get out of it.
I have a propensity in my work to draw naked cat girls with guns. This is my channel art.
Huh.
Obviously, this isn't a prudish thing.
No.
I'm very much openly a BDSM bunny.
Mm-hmm.
So most people know I'm kind of a freak anyways. So when I hear people say this shit, I get the problem with it because it's not what we are. It's not what we are as a community. It's not what we are as a sexuality. And submissives have the highest survivor rate as abuse because predators will look for it in. So the first thing they do is look for a submissive and try to convince her that actual abuse is the same thing. I've experienced with that, and I've experienced with how many people actually do that, and the numbers are actually quite shocking. And it's something any real alpha or dom would go ballistic on when they saw it, because it's a danger to the communities.
Yeah.
It's danger.
I'm not into the thing, but I'm vaguely aware of it because I had an ex across town who was into it, and I meant to be educated on a few points here and there. So yeah, a lot of.
I'm a little wild, and I've gotten injured
I was one of those,
accidentally, but
I'm one of those things I refuse to dominate or submit. So I prefer a partnership. Okay,
well, I do it in a lot of things, but I kind of like it rough.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
it's a personal thing because every person has their own personality, and
I mean, look, it's playtime. Okay, it's just,
your relationship. I don't care if somebody is dominant or submissive in their sex life or in their marriage, as long as it's consensual and both people want it that way. That's straight up.
Yeah.
But if it's an actual consensual sub-dom situation, whether it's just sex or whether it's full-time, the dom's requirement is to put her first.
Yeah.
In fact, the phrase that they say commonly to each other is the sub has all the power.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. You have to have the balance.
That's why there's a
if
safe
you don't,
word.
it's abuse.
Like, that's it. Over. You know. Okay.
To be fair, I have said there's no safe words when gagged, but I mean, that's a whole different discussion.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the gag there, and then there to be some other way to indicate like a bell or something. You ring the wrestling like ding 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 ding. That's a tap out. Like that's
And I know people who say that isn't that corny. Having safe words, it's like, well, no, it could. I guess you could consider it corny, but then again, if something starts reacting, if something starts to go wrong, do you want your spouse to end up accidentally killing you, or do you want to say something that might sound corny in the moment?
Yeah, there's the potential for very serious injury is very real in those situations here because I mean, these parts that are being mixed and matched here that
me and my husband are really careful. I've still gotten injuries.
It's like not necessarily according to manufacturer specifications. So
well, and when you're doing crazy things, even just human error can sometimes cause
like,
and that doesn't mean that anybody's hurting each other or
you lose your balance. You're not paying attention. It's like oops, sorry.
You're in a swing doing a trick and you lose your balance and you hit your knee on the ceiling.
Or
I mean,
you didn't screw it in quite tight enough, and it comes. Things happen. Okay.
So there's all these things.
Screws fall out. It's chaos. Okay. Yeah.
It's not that lifestyle if you don't have the aftercare and the devotion and love after.
Yeah.
It's not that lifestyle.
Yeah.
If you can sit there and laughingly say to choke the bitch.
No.
That's not what that is. That's something else.
That is being an abusive asshole.
And your chat went very silent. I think I chased them off by ranting.
Well, because nobody is in right now, so they've all run.
That's what I said. I think I chased them off by ranting on him. I don't care. I hate his guts.
We'll get some repeat with a repeat. Hopefully, reruns.
So,
but it's like relating it to with my little current, fixation on Indy, trying to get her her life out of this particular ditch. When have we ever gotten under about the fact that she does porn?
Never.
No. Another thing, because the porn industry is not what it used to be back in like the 70s. Opening shot for Deep Throat. It's Linda Lovitz driving along with her boyfriend's down on the floorboards of the car with a gun to her thing. You drive no. She works alone. Very creative. The cosplay and then plotting on it. It's the whole production. It's a creative outlet. She satisfies her sex drive, and she works alone, so safe. She's very well paid. Because I guarantee you that apartment she's in is not cheap. She used to rent a house. So it's like, who am I to judge? Okay, she's doing pretty well for herself. And again, that's how I found her in the first place. So, what kind of an asshole would I be? Saying, I must save you from this random iniquity. Yeah, how'd you find it? Well, I was jacking off to her one day, and then like, no.
I mean, let's be honest, most of us like pervy stuff.
It's a creative aspect for it, and then she, then again, it keeps her, libido in check, and again, she gets pretty involved with the cosplay stuff. She do very elaborate costumes.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, planning for October, apparently every day, it's different cosplay type thing. He's got a list of shit, different cosplay ideas. This is why I'm thinking, a gift card to Michael's, because she goes there all the damn time for applying.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a gut check for her. The thing shows up that, okay, what do I do with it?
So, I mean, I'm not rude on things. I just, there's certain things I can't stand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be quite honest, Tate, you might say my ex too much.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where I had flashbacks when I heard him speaking several times. So, no, I'm not going to sit there and pretend that he's all gravy and stuff because I don't like feminists. I was like, feminists can fucking suck a fat one too.
Yeah.
In fact, do you want to know how many feminist groups I've gotten banned from for going in and posting pictures of sandwiches to them and telling them that if you knew how to make one of these and suck a cock, you would be so miserable?
Actually, that's one thing I've kind of trouble with the person thing, because she's got a lot of videos where she's no longer a feminist type thing. And sort of the same sort of thing. They've lost the plot, and they think, fuck them.
If you knew how to make a sandwich and suck a cock, you would not be so miserable.
Yeah.
Apparently, that offends them. They get very pissy and boot me out of the groups quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Gee, whatever could be, it's something. It's like if you even offer them a sandwich, they go nuts. Okay, let's get off of that guy's page.
My self-consciously is sitting here going, even sunburned, I can see the vein through the albino skin. And it's bugging me. Bugs me all the time. I feel like I have a bolt in my head half the time. I have self-conscious issues, okay?
Yeah.
I also have a scar on my lip here. You know how? Scar on the lip here happened. Some of the pictures, you can see that jagged point along the lip there.
Okay.
That's where I had the tip pulled through my lip. See, two little girls should not try to recreate Princess Bride's lip scene with tent poles. Especially if one of them's a klutz and trips and sends the tent pole through her sister's lip.
But
it cut a hole out of my lip. I actually had a hole through it, and it chipped the teeth behind, and I had this nice little hole in my mouth. It looked like I tried to get a giant piercing.
There's a cat with a snot bubble in his nose.
And then they did stitches. Stitch. And then, yeah. So I had that jagged point, and every so often I talk kind of funny out the side of my mouth. I notice it in the camera all the time. Some people notice it, some people don't.
Yeah.
Because it's not consistent. It's certain sounds and certain motions will do it, but not all of them.
Yeah.
But it does it quite often. And I've had that scar there since I was 6. So it's been it's been well over 30 years at this point. So
I got a scar here is like supposedly before it must have been like 1 or 2 just teeth just coming in and came down, bit to my lip.
By the way,
Hadn't quite got the walking part
no
down.
dysphoria is a laughing matter.
See a little bit there, yeah.
All those light spots you see everywhere
Mm-hmm.
are remaining bits of scars from either cutting or self-scratching when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Dysphorias are not a fucking joke.
Yeah.
And I have those across my entire body.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people, when people start joking about, stimmy, and they start talking about, goofy things people do when they're walking and stuff being stimmy. That's not what stimming is. You know what stimming means, right?
I haven't heard the term before. No.
It's self. I'm trying to remember the exact term for it, but it's you're giving yourself stimulation.
Okay.
The thing is, it's not intentional.
Mm-hmm.
It is stimulations you do without intention that come through certain mental issues, hyperactivity, autism, and stuff like that.
Kind of line from what was that? A Googoo's cut just to bleed, you bleed just to know you're alive type thing.
Ow,
Yeah, I did that for a long time actually.
Mm-hmm.
I literally was a cutter from 10 to 16, so. And I won't say I've never had any backslides on that.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I won't even say I've never had any backslides on that since you guys have known me.
Oof.
Not exactly my easiest going to admit, but
Yeah, well,
not that recent, but it has been since you guys met me.
okay. Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things, and when you hit that point, it's really hard not to. But the thing is, when you combine a history of cutting and you add it to somebody who has stimming tics, it gets really hard not to. I could actually literally be shaking trying to force myself to put it down and have struggling.
I can't believe this was actually real. Hold on.
Stimmy is not fun.
Apparently, this is actually real. At least that's what the post says. No, I got in trouble when I took this to school. That could be fake. I don't know. What the? I can imagine,
Oi.
Oi. All right.
So
Helping Steph into bed shortly here.
I'm having a kind of one of those moments. I could send you the picture that made me laugh tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's one we should show on air, but it might give you a laugh too.
I'll take a look at it.
So since we've already been talking about porn and sex stuff anyways.
Yeah, nothing showing. Well, one comment I made on one guy's YouTube channel. The newbie, you just got through watching the original series all through, but the thumbnail he chose was of the Enterprise A. It was kind of a CGI recreation of when they're firing on the bird of prey. Oh yeah, I've seen that one. I don't see the butterfly. Where the hell's the butterfly in that? Okay. I mean, the closest I can see for not necessarily, pornographic is maybe she's sucking on a bong. But yeah, that one's been making the rounds. So I've seen a few of those like that with some kind of line drawing. It's a man reading a book. You don't see something else, you're a pervert.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or the one at the washing the hands in the fountain. It looks like you're pulling your butt open.
Mm. What?
I could use a little help here.
Hold on. That one I saw was the hitch part with semi, big round plate with the thing. Then somebody painted up so it's like somebody bending their ass cheeks up. Back in a bit here. Not the mic, the cam. There we go. All right. All right.
So.
Okay.
I'm crass openly, and I don't care. Look at me being kind of stimmy and weird today. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. Why? I have been stimming for days, so I haven't really slept much. So, it's one of those things, I swear. Stimmy. My headaches are finally going down a bit. Up intense over a month. I have been in constant pain. I've been trying to control my heart rate. Ornery, kitty. Come here, baby. Come here, girl. Come here, kitty. I did not say roll your eyes at me.
Trying to fall over.
How deep on my insides? How deep inside me? How many of what's for me? Help me become somebody else. Want you right here. Hey.
We're in bed now.
Daffy.
Okay.
Daffy.
All right.
Daffy.
She'll be on shortly. She's
She'll be
got
on
on me. And they're like, yeah. All right.
Remember I told you she was sick and lost her voice?
Oh, yeah.
She's getting it back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's on now.
Ornery's like, I can hear her adoring me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, you can sit down on the table, you little spoiled shit. What do I mean, little spoiled shit? Fat spoiled shit. Hey, chonkers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know you don't like the word chonkers, right?
No.
Chonkers? Well, if you don't like being called chonkers, why do you have such a fat belly?
No,
She's like, that's not good logic.
he wanted me to invoke some old joke about cats, but dogs have owners, cats have staff,
Hon, she's still a little warm from being sick. Want to cool her off?
Yeah, you're really pushing the one. It's like, thousands of years ago, cats were worshipped as gods, and they never let us forget it since.
I kind of like the theory that cats are an invading alien species who came in to enslave us.
Yeah.
I love my ornery, though.
Yeah.
She's not going to be happy.
There's an old thing about,
No,
The
part of
way a
what,
dog thinks, the day one, they brought me food, my favorite thing. Oh, they gave me a ball, my favorite thing. And then the cat's point of view, day 635 of my captivity. And it reads better if you figure the dog voice is Peter Griffin, and the cat voice is Stewie.
no, because I hate that show.
Well, it works for the bit.
But what I was going to say is
try tripping him up by threading the legs. Same house.
Ornery's not going to be a happy girl.
Yeah.
No.
Mm,
When I said cool her down
uh-huh.
because of how she got sick and the way she reacted,
Mhm.
part of our way to keep her healthy that they told us to do is to get her wet,
Oh boy.
which we have to do daily right now while she's healing.
Mm.
She's not happy when we do it.
No, most cats. Some rare cats don't mind water. Most don't.
The first time I did it, when she was really hot and she was dehydrated,
Yeah.
she didn't complain at all. She didn't care. She sat there and let the water spray on her and then sat there and licking it off, purring.
Yeah.
The second time, she started to growl. The third time and past, she's just been hissing at us if we do it.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, it was okay. When I was really, really sick, I would tolerate it.
Yeah. Didn't know the answer.
Did you guys stop it already? Right?
Have you got shower curtains or shower doors? But
There's no doors there.
So then just
No.
so somebody just put the cat in the shower, just kicking on cold water.
No, that's not how it works. We have to actually go in and wash her.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not fun, but it's
No.
a healing process, and the vet said it's helpful for what she's going through. Just don't get it too cold.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, it was
we
always
had-
fun
we had-
trying to give Jones a bath. It was always like he just starting howling like he's being tortured.
we had a cat for years. He would not regulate his temperature. He was very much an outside tom cat,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but he would not drink if he started to get hot at all. And there's nothing you could do to make him drink. And he was a big enough and strong enough cat. You weren't force feeding him.
Yeah.
But we had a harness that we kept on him so everyone knew who he was and nobody caused problems because he didn't bother the neighbors.
Yeah.
He didn't cause problems. He didn't go where he wasn't supposed to. So the neighborhood didn't care as long as he had his harness. Because we did not let cats out if they were going to bother the neighbors.
Yeah.
So this was the one that got allowed out.
Mm-hmm.
But he wouldn't drink and he wouldn't drink. So the only thing we could do at this point was come over, start petting him, and hook a leash on and then spray him real quick with the hose. And he would, as soon as we hooked the leash on, reach for the hose, he'd just look at us and whimper and drop.
Yeah.
And look at "Stop this shit."
Oh yeah.
And he had the poutiest face, and we'd do it, and he'd just sit there, and after a moment, he'd walk over to us and start demanding attention.
Of course.
Like, you owe me. Give me attention. This is the cat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So where my parents' old house was,
Yep.
the door's here, and then you go down this long ramp to the other end of the yard, over the fence. There's the driveway. Down the driveway, past it toward the other direction into the alley, which is where we had to take the trash out to, right? Across the street, kitty corner from us, had a neighbor who had an extremely violent dog that they would not control.
Uh-huh.
Their corner of their yard to the corner of our yard was probably about 15 feet. Kitty corner to kitty corner.
Uh-huh.
And this dog would not be controlled. And one night I was taking the trash out and middle of lugging several bags at the end of the alley, all of a sudden I hear that dog barking. And by the time I could put the bags down, he would start to come out of that fence. They didn't have a full fence. The back of their yard was open and they didn't care. They let him run.
Jesus.
And before this dog could reach me from that, not even 15 feet by this point, from the top of the ramp against the house, you hear flew down this ramp, over the fence, over my parents' car, landed, jumped past me and landed on the back of this dog and beat it all the way back into its yard. strutted back over to me after he did this, sat down in front of me and looked at me like, I did good, right? I was like, thank you, good kitty. And as soon as I said that, he started purring and rubbing on my legs.
Of course. Yeah.
It was an instant he realized something was going to screw with his human.
Yeah.
That's not allowed.
No.
Boy.
Only I can screw with my human. You're not allowed.
He was,
yeah.
We named him Fiend.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, actually, we named him Fiend, but my mom nicknamed him Dumb Shit Junior, which is really hilarious when you realize that was my brother's cat. She called him Senior a lot of the time. So there was a joke in there. Because the first time she did it, she yelled at the cat, calling him a dumb shit, and then went, Junior, and Senior, get over here at my brother. So it was not a subtle joke, was it?
No.
But he was a good cat. He was a little dumb at times, but he was overall a really good cat. I found him.
Cats are like that, though. You swear like there's a very sharp, and then other times it's like dumb as a bag of hammers. It's like,
I found Fiend when he was about 4 months old. I found him in a snowbank at church with his tail broken.
Oh.
And apparently had been No, he's been really quiet the last few hours while all my friends have been ripping into him.
Okay. I just found one here. The most disgusting hygiene facts of Native Americans from Disturbing History.
I don't even want to go there.
Yeah, cute thumbnail. I'll leave that for later.
But so we found out a few weeks later that actually one of the people that was in the church group in school with us actually knew him. And apparently been trying to steal him from the owners for the last few months because he was watching them abuse him and torment him and try to get him out of there.
Yeah.
So we knew he'd been through a lot, and he was really jumpy when we first got him. But when we found him at the snowbank, there was a bunch of girls out there with me, and they all started going, "Oh, kitty!" And as soon as they did that, I heard him squeak and try to dig into the snowbank to get away from them. He was so scared. So I put myself between them, picked him up into my coat, and took him into my parents' car and locked it, so nobody could bug me with him.
Yeah.
Until my parents got out of church to come out of the car and then saw me sitting there with the car locked, and they're going, and they get in the car and I went, "I'm sorry, I just didn't know what to do. The girls were scaring." I go like this and open up, and they look at the coat. They see that he was curled into this ball, all the way over here against my arm, shaking with his head stuffed in my armpit. Because he was so scared of everybody. And he decided I was okay. And they looked at me and they looked at the cat. Went, okay, we need to get back to the house. He needs warmed up.
We got a cat. We now have a cat.
Because he was so terrified. And it was obviously he was clinging to me for help.
I'm not sure how much to believe about what they say about ancient Romans and everything.
But I mean, that's how we ended up with most every cat we had, was through something like that. They ended up with us because they were abused and needed it. I don't usually find them at shelters, but you ever get this gut that tells you have to go somewhere?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Well, Athena's in that state, and I know Ornery needs company, and she needs to get adjusted to them, and all this. And I had this booming voice in my gut saying, "Go down to the shelter."
Yeah.
And I end up with these two clinging to me. I woke up this morning, and Panther was wrapped around my feet, rubbing on them, purring. Ornery was inside my blanket, pressed up against the lower part of my belly and the top part of my legs, rubbing on my hip, purring. Baby girl was laying up here over my shoulder and neck, nuzzling my face, rubbing and purring. And I'm sitting there going, "I'm trying to sleep, y'all." And they're all looking at me like, "No, you're not."
Yeah.
It's like, we all decided you're here to give us attention now.
Yeah.
I was there going, well, I woke up feeling very loved.
kind of
And they're rubbing all over me. And my husband's going, "Hey, that's my wife."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I mean, I've got 3 cats all over me and a husband behind me grabbing me, going, "My sweetie." It's like,
Mm-hmm.
am I supposed to do anything here but lay here?
Yeah. Oh. Where's one I can drag up here?
I have no idea what she's talking about there with that last one.
What the hell she's saying in the last one? Oh, yeah. When we were, just still pretty early in our homeless experience, we were at the McDonald's just up the street here. And some couple of kids had this kitten that they just chucked into the McDonald's and ran. And managed to corral a bit because the manager's going to call animal control. No. We'll deal with it, in the morning. It was late at night. And it was a little tabby cat, little female. And she kind of curled over me, though. So we ended up spending the night in the van. And she was curled up on me. And she did not want anything to do with Jones. They're hissing at each other.
Okay.
And in the morning, we met, one of the workers had to work at the connection with a cat rescue type thing. And they scanned the cat. She had a chip. So got her returned to her owner. So it was a happy ending there.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. It's stuff like that where I can't just totally discount our time on the streets, because if we hadn't been out there, we wouldn't have got this cat, and God knows what would have happened.
Uh-huh.
And that's the kind of thing. It's like,
Give me worry back. I got makeup with her now that she's wet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's the same sort of thing. It's like, if we hadn't been, we never would have gotten to Florida and seen the stuff I saw down there, or the stuff in between. Never would have gotten to Metropolis, Illinois to see the Superman Museum.
Poor kitty looks a bit miffed right now. She's already got herself pretty decently dried off most of the way. You can see some of the spiking wet.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, but your voice is better. Her voice is better than it was a few minutes ago, isn't it?
Yes.
She's like, I don't care. I'm wet.
Yeah. How dare you?
We love you.
Mm-hmm. Now we found out the little kitten name was Sage, and found that somebody had stolen her from the backyard or whatever. So the lesson, folks: microchip your pets. Okay.
Say hello. Come on. I didn't say bitch at me.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, well, then give me attention and make up with me. You're whining and bitching, but you're purring.
Make up your mind, cat. Are you pissed off or are you content?
She's like, or?
I can't be both.
She's like, I could totally be both. I'm getting attention, so I'm going to purr.
Mm-hmm.
But you had him get me wet, so I'm going to whine and cry and growl.
No, too, yeah.
She won't let go of me either. I've tried to pry her off about 4 times, and she's still holding on to me, demanding I pet her.
Yeah.
While she complains.
The picture of her broom in the middle of the road. Everyone check your near wise. We ever write her down.
I love you. I love you. Steffi loves you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. My followers love you. You have a following. You have fans. She's like, of course I do. I'm pretty and I'm cute.
Mm-hmm.
She won't let go of me, but she won't stop complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he did what was assigned.
Yeah.
It should have been more specific. It's not his fault.
Somehow I got a feeling I'd be the kind of kid that would do this.
Are you gonna stop bitching?
Ugh.
Ornery. Poor Ornery. It must suck to be wet chonkers. Okay, I offended her. Didn't I?
Yeah, that sounded irritated.
Oh, she yelled at me, didn't she, Steffi?
Okay, this is a very privileged puppy here. Imagine having that kind of setup for your dog.
No.
No.
Look, I have very spoiled little kitties, but I wouldn't go that far.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the last thing I would need to do is take anything that would make a weaker spot in my box spring, considering what my husband do.
Yeah. You need all the structural integrity of the thing you get, to manage. Okay, the quartering just posted a thing here. What's your least favorite race of people and why? Good night. And the two replies were Razor Fist, Elves, Sanctimonious fucking Knife Ears, every one of them. And Gary came in. Those Knife Ears took our jobs. The fuck? I hate when it does that. Oh.
Oh, goody. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go to the other stream.
Mm-hmm.
One sec.
What's he doing?
Not something he did.
Uh-huh. The guy couldn't find a date for prom, so he took his cat. And the cat's in a little prom dress, and he's like, okay. So I guess this is the one kid at prom guaranteed to have a little pussy on the way in. Yeah.
I'll just leave that in private because I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to give them any attention. Nothing wrong with having a little pussy.
Yeah.
At least then it's tight. I mean.
All right, moving on along here. Let's see.
You saw what I split in private, right?
Hold on. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Of all the streams to jump in on, that's the one you guys. Okay, go ahead.
They've been harassing him a lot lately. I think because there was something that showed up that talked about the fact that I stream with him often recently, and they're trying to harass me, but they get to anybody I care about. The reason why some of them seem to be showing up here for a while. I still don't get the breathe air comment. What am I supposed to breathe? Liquor?
I don't know what that is.
I mean, I guess. We should probably wrap this up because I should go to bed soon. Well, and plus, I didn't actually get to talk to you about the other thing I mentioned the other night that we were going to talk about off stream.
Well, let's wrap it up on this here. Come on, up, bring it up.
Aww.
Come on. Yeah, that cat wants to be adopted. Okay.
Give me love. Give me love.
Yeah,
So
screw that Angora up there. Look at me. I'm happy.
I think Steffi would be very happy to get her hands on a jar of this at some point.
Mm-hmm. Possibly.
It is body souffle moisturizer, shea butter, pine oil, red thyme, eucalyptus, little bit of cinnamon, and lots of CBD.
Mm-hmm.
And really soothing on the muscles.
Uh-huh.
How's that sound, Steph?
2, 3, 4, 5.
I couldn't quite hear what you said.
It sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm. I like to hold my cats when I'm streaming, and every so often I'll just start either going like this. Look, I'm stroking my pussy on air. And which really fucks up the conversation when I do that in the middle of a group of guys. They're all arguing and debating.
Yeah.
So they all stop and they're like, what? Wait,
yeah, they weren't really looking. It's like, what?
No, the thing is that half the time, if I say that, if they're not looking and paying attention, you can actually go to see their heads jerk and look at the stream like, wait, what? Oh.
Reminder, guys, it's YouTube, okay? You can only do so much, okay? We can talk about it all day long, but the second they show anything close
one day when they wouldn't quit making bad jokes and wouldn't stop talking, or I just picked up my cat. Hey, look it! I'm flexible enough to kiss my own pussy on air. At which point they all kind of sat there going,
Did she just say that? Dang.
oh boy.
No, frequently it's like, where's my pussy? My pussy reach down and grab.
There's this vein that people have that runs from the head down to the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Most people's very not pronounced.
Yeah.
But because of the whitish, clearish skin, you can actually see this blue line that goes down my forehead in some lighting.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me a little bit of self-conscious because you don't feel it. It feels smooth here.
Yeah.
It's just the coloration coming through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's not like some people where the vein's on the surface and that's why you see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Yeah.
But it makes me self-conscious sometimes.
Yeah, well.
Some of these albino issues really seem like they'd be no big deal, but they really can't be self-esteem buttons.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it's lighting and stuff. Yeah.
I'm burned right now. Tell you how.
I could try bangs. No.
I'm burned right now. That's probably why the lighting is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as pale as normal, at least, but I'm very burned.
Yeah.
Bangs don't work for me.
Okay.
My hair does not. My hair is part albino issues, part Celtic, and part native.
Okay.
So it gets really weird colors. It gets splotchy. If it gets short, it starts curling like fucking Celtic curls. But it's also really thick and heavy like native horsehair.
Uh-huh.
So when it gets short and it starts curling and it's thick and dense and curling, oh my God, I hate taking care of it. Bangs don't work because they don't sit flat. They turn into these weird red curls that are matting into each other.
Little ringlets get there, yeah.
No, ringlets actually have some control.
Ah.
These things are just like, look at us. Boom.
No, there's one detransition. In fact, the first one I came across, Elle Palmer. She posted a picture. She'd been working outside, in a t-shirt and she's in a tank top at the time, but you can see the burn line, sunburned from there down, and it's like, very quiet. You are now a redneck. So now I understand.
I'm a Redneck Redskin. So what do you want?
Yeah.
Still, one of the more ridiculous suspensions I got on Twitter was being suspended for calling myself a redneck hillbilly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's offensive. I called myself that, you idiot. What the...
And since when is that?
Mm-hmm.
When is that words that get you?
I know.
Like, anyways,
I think they computerized a lot of that shit at some point, and I think we're still dealing with just the remains of it.
no, some of the stuff's been added since he came in. Like one of my favorite phrases for so long was to explain to people that I hate both sides because they're both different sides of the same shitbird. It's two wings of the same shitbird.
Yeah.
And about a month and a half ago, they started flagging the phrase shitbird. So now I'm telling people that the political parties are the same wings of the same fecal matter falcon. Because I'm not going to quit using my phrase just because they're killing it. So I'll just find a new way to say it.
One segment of Laugh In I want to watch because they actually had William F. Buckley on Laugh In. They said part of the allure, they promised you would fly me out here on a plane with two right wings. So, I think Buckley had a hell of a sense of humor. And when I've seen it, he played along.
Okay, which cat just licked my leg?
How many are in there?
Well, considering I'm not seeing ornery anywhere, it's probably her.
Yeah, it's probably on the way out. Yeah.
No, the door's closed. And I'm off in the corner. She'd actually have to go away from the door to get me.
Okay. Wait. Wild E. Coyote, super genius. Yeah.
Actually, I guarantee you that one's got a little bit of wolf blood in him. Because they don't get that gray otherwise here. The coyotes we have here are very red. So when they have gray tones like that, they have at least a little wolf blood. Yeah. But he is mostly pretty slender. We have some very definite true coy wolf hybrids here.
Yeah.
Let me actually I think I can send you a couple pictures of one real quick so you can see them. And we can show them on the stream right before we end it, right?
I remember a while back one of the local metaphysical bookstores had a thing with, where there's a wolf rescue up north of us around Fort Collins area. Where you'd have these, wolf hybrids. Where varying degrees of how much is wolf in them, how much is dog. Where they would, have to bring them in because they don't have the skills to survive in the wild.
Well, here...
And they have the chance to sit down and actually, cuddle with some wolves.
We have very slender red coyotes here. But we also have some very similar body and size gray wolves here.
Yeah.
And they tend to mate with each other because they're very close to the same size.
Yeah.
And so we get a lot of hybrids in between them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to send you a few here that show you the different levels of hybrid. And you can actually see the features vary.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there was there's a big female. And there's a full size, typical wolf thing. But after a while, you took to me and even put the, stuck the head under my neck. There's I know what this means. She likes me. She's submitting.
Okay, the first one is definitely mostly the coyote blood.
Yeah.
But it's definitely both. The second one is definitely mostly wolf blood, but has some of the coyote markings still in it there.
Yeah.
And the third one is actually the gray wolves we get here. So, and these are all ones I took over the last couple of years.
Intermediary stage there, yeah.
And you can see the body shape and the features
Yeah.
change.
Mm-hmm. And here we
And
go.
that one is
Full
the
on.
actual gray wolf.
Full on wolf. Yeah.
And yeah, I took all of these.
Mm-hmm.
That's some dangerous work, by the way.
Yeah.
That bottom one you can see is really stocky and actually a bit bigger than the others.
Mm-hmm. When I was working in Envirotest, the gal came through and had one at least part coyote. Yeah.
I should have sent you one sec here. I'll see if I can have it here.
Mm-hmm.
One of the actual red coyotes as they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have gotten a few where they're clearly just coyote.
Yeah.
And I think the best one I have for that is this guy right here as I send it. You can definitely tell the difference between that last one and the one I just sent you now. When you look at those two side by side, they're very different.
Yeah. No, it's one of those things where I kind of, in retrospect, probably the dumbest things. Got right down in the face and kind of nothing. It's like, that's really not a good thing to do with dogs.
Yeah, compare that little thing and how delicate the legs are and everything to the one right before it.
Yeah.
That one, its nose, the tip is actually bigger than the base behind it. It's bright red all the way up it. And that thing. And then you look at the one right before it.
This bruiser here, yeah.
There's no comparison. They're clearly different dog species.
Yeah. But there are dog species, therefore you can,
And dog species. I found one I found one. I took photographs for a while because it was hanging out for a while in the park area. They actually did pull it in and genetically test it after a while because it was a lot of people were commenting on it had features of multiple wild dog types and its behavior. While it looks like a form of coy wolf, it behaves like a fox. And they did actually, when they tested it, find that it had genetics of all three.
That was one desperate mating, I'll tell you.
That's a few desperate matings. That's some interesting intermingling that have happened to create this one. That's the one though that they actually proved has genetics of all three.
Yeah, you
can actually see the fox behaviors in the face, and the ears are long and red like a fox. But that's definitely both coyote and wolf in the face too. That's
the product either of a very overachieving fox or a very desperate wolf. Okay,
something. But that dog has all of them. Yeah. It's a mongrel, but look how friendly it is.
Yeah. I was doing when I was working security in Globeville. We had we had some foxes out there.
All right, we have to do one more thing for Steffi before we end the stream.
Put out some dog food for them, and they got the weirdest thing. Ow, 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 more of a quack. You know.
We have to do one more thing for Steffi before we end the stream.
Oh boy.
She has to get to say hi to Panther here. See? Oh, there he is.
Nope, wrong way.
You have to switch us if you're going to do that one. Yeah, there's Panther. Here's the little Panther baby.
No. There we go. Kitty.
He's like, wait a second. You guys are doing too much.
Oh, okay, maybe not.
Come back up here. See, this is the part that breaks my heart. He had ear damage. He lost the tip of this ear. You can see it more like that. See?
Yeah.
Isn't he a good baby?
Yeah.
He's like, give me attention. Get out of my shirt.
Another chance. Go. That's it for a ball. That's it.
Holy crap. Right on camera. Just shove his whole head and body down the shirt.
I will not be denied.
Oh my God, Panther.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It goes back to normal now.
All right.
Oh
all right.
Damn cats.
Okay, on that note.
Okay, that's an interesting way to end the stream.
Okay, let's go.
Cat has a weird obsession with trying to get in my shirt bra.
It's because you keep denying him. It's like, there must be something down there, damn it.
He just wants the worst of your food.
Oh boy. Anyway,
He just wants the boobs, right?
yeah. Might as well keep it consistent here with the Thames opening. We'll go with that one. So we'll talk at you later, folks. Okay.